In at number 10, Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne has been very open about her use of cosmetic procedures over the years. She even revealed in a 2013 memoir that she was done with surgery altogether, but that went out the window in 2019 when she revealed that she got another facelift, making it her 4th ever. Sharon is no stranger to cosmetic procedures. In 1999, she lost over 100 pounds after she underwent gastric bypass surgery. She also spent $120,000 on a facelift, tummy tuck, eye lift, abdominoplasty, liposuction, and Botox as well. In 2007, Sharon admitted that at that time, she had spent roughly $530,000 on cosmetic procedures in total. She's openly said in the past, quote, "There's not much I haven't tweaked, stretched, peeled, lasered, veneered, enhanced, or removed altogether." And of course, all her procedures have changed her appearance drastically. In at number 9, Julie Chen. Julie Chen is known as the host of the hit show Big Brother. She revealed to The Talk in 2013 that in the start of her career she decided to have eye surgery that would make her eyes appear larger. Apparently when she was starting out, she wasn't able to get an agent because they said her Asian eyes did not look good on TV. This pushed her to get an eyelid surgery, which she does not regret. When speaking about the procedure, she said, quote, "No one's more proud of being Chinese than I am. Every decision I've made, it got me to where I am today, and I'm not going to look back." In at number 8, Heidi Montag. The reality star went from girl next door to Hollywood Barbie after she got a number of plastic surgery procedures that made her unrecognizable. She even risked her life to have 10 procedures in one single day. Just some of the procedures that she underwent were a brow lift, a nose job, lipo on her stomach and thighs, and a butt augmentation. But after all her surgeries, she revealed that she regrets the decision, and she ended up having health problems because of all the stress to her body. She told Us Weekly in 2013, quote, "I just didn't realize what I was really signing up for. It just sounds so minor when you have a surgeon describing so much of it to you, like okay, great, a little of this, a little of that. You're not told the recovery time and the mental strain it will put on you in the long term." And at number 7, Kylie Jenner. Anyone with eyes can see that Kylie Jenner has had a dramatic change in her appearance over the last few years, and it seems that she has underwent cosmetic procedures in an attempt to look more like her sister Kim. In 2016, after months of denying, she finally revealed that she received lip fillers. She even revealed to Allure that at one point she regretted her full lips. She told her sister Kim, quote, "Well, I definitely made my lips a little too big at one point," adding, "Thank God I didn't end up on Botched." Kylie has not admitted to any other procedures, but it's widely speculated that she's gotten filler in her cheeks and chin, along with a Brazilian butt lift and breast implants. And at number 6, Katie Price. British model Katie Price has been open about her many plastic surgery procedures that have changed her face considerably over the years, but she recently revealed that she regrets a lot of it, and at one point she felt like a monster. Katie has told media outlets that she received a full body liposuction under her chin, and fat injected into her bum. Apparently after one round of procedures, she was told she needed a blood transfusion, but she was too scared of getting COVID to get one. At one point she was regretting it all, asking herself, "What the F have I done? Honestly, I've gone to hell and back, it was horrific. Oh my god, I look like a monster out of a horror movie." She also revealed that she lost count of how many boob jobs that she's had over the years, saying it's around 12. Katie said she was all natural until she turned 30, now she has almost everything done. Halfway at number 5, Nikki Cox. Actress Nikki Cox was one of the hottest stars in TV in the late 1990s and early 2000s, but her career faded after some botched cosmetic procedures. The biggest difference seems to be her large lips and tight face. Some paparazzi photos of her were leaked in 2013, showing her looking much different than the woman that we had seen on screen, and many outlets called her botched and unrecognizable. One plastic surgeon gave his opinion on her look. He speculated that she didn't go under the knife, but claimed her shocking look is due to botched filler. And at number 4, Donatella Versace. Donatella got her fame through running high-end fashion brand Versace with her late brother Gianni, and in the decades since she's been a public figure, her face has changed considerably. Most would say for the worse. Over time, she's become unrecognizable, with her nose and lips changing the most. It's gotten so bad that Donatella has landed herself on pretty much every worst plastic surgery list that there is. Donatella has only admitted to getting Botox, nothing more, so she hasn't admitted to regretting any of her procedures. When asked about her different look, she said, quote, "I'm not like this genetically, I use tons of cream and take care of my hair and skin." And at number 3, Ronnie Ortiz Magro. Back in the day, the men of Jersey Shore were known for their chiseled abs and tan skin, but as time has gone on, the men have not been able to keep up with their strict diet and workout regimen, and they've lost the six-packs that they were known for. In 2019, Ronnie revealed he underwent liposuction to enhance his six-pack after welcoming his daughter Ariana the year before. While he was on the show called The Doctors, he said, quote, "A year ago to the day, my life completely changed. I had a little baby girl, she's like my guardian angel, and now I can't spend 2 or 3 hours in the gym every day like I used to." The procedure was a laser high-definition liposuction of the abdomen, which defined the area around his six-pack. And at number 2, Dolores Catania. The Real Housewives of New Jersey star went through multiple plastic surgeries since she became a star. She admitted to getting tummy tuck surgery, breast augmentation, facelift, liposuction, and a Brazilian butt lift. She revealed it actually put a strain on her relationship because her boyfriend did not support it at first. On the Getting Real with the Housewives podcast, she said, quote, "He was really angry. He was so mad at me and he didn't let up on it. I let him be mad for a little while and then I had to say, listen, you either live with it or we just have to move on." And finally at number 1, Larissa dos Santos Lima. The 90 Day Fiancé star revealed an entirely new look in September of 2020 after she allegedly spent $72,000 on cosmetic enhancements. These procedures included a nose job, liposuction, and breast and butt augmentation. She spoke about the procedures on an episode of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, where she said, quote, "I lose weight, I did butt to make it bigger, I did Botox, I did my nose, I did my lips, I did my cheekbones, I did my chin. I am a new woman and I feel very happy." With all the cosmetic enhancements, she looks unrecognizable from how she looked before the show. And at number 10, Paul Stanley. The Kiss frontman looks very different now than when the band was in its height, and people think the change is due to cosmetic procedures. It's rumored that he had a nose job, facelift, along with other fillers and Botox. Some evidence also suggests he may have underwent an eyebrow lift and a lip job. Stanley has only admitted to one procedure, and that was an ear reconstructive surgery. He got this because he was born with the condition microtia, which caused him to not have a right ear. While speaking with SiriusXM's Jim and Sam video interviews, Stanley also admitted to having his rotator cuffs repaired, along with a hip replacement and cartilage repaired in his knees, but nothing related to his appearance. And at number 9, Michaela Romanini. For many years, she was one of Italy's biggest stars and was titled one of the most beautiful women in the country, but after getting many cosmetic procedures, she was left looking completely unrecognizable from her former self. We're not sure exactly what procedures that she's gotten, but it's clear her lips, eyes, and skin look drastically different. Some media outlets even say she looks like an alien. But even with all the criticism around her looks, she apparently does not regret any of her procedures. Some reports even claim she is now addicted to surgery, specifically lip collagen injections. And at number 8, Kenny Rogers. The late Kenny Rogers decided to undergo cosmetic surgery, and it changed his appearance so drastically that it really hurt his confidence. He told CBS host Gayle King in 2012, quote, "I was trying to hide myself. I had the money to do it and I had time off. It was one of those things that I think everybody's like, you look at yourself and you go, could I be better if I did this or I did that?" Adding that he regrets doing anything, and he is always very curious as to what he would have looked like without it. He also said that the changes in his appearance did not affect his music or singing voice, but rather his confidence to get on stage and make music. He even cancelled some shows during his 2018 farewell tour because he was battling health challenges, which some speculated was due to the surgeries. His worst procedure was a botched eyelid lift. He said about the procedure in 2006, quote, "I'm not happy about it. It drives me crazy." And at number 7, Joan Rivers. The late Joan Rivers is a comedy legend, and she's been very open about the countless cosmetic procedures she underwent through the years. Just some of the procedures that she's admitted to include a facelift, neck lift, and eyelid surgery. However, she passed away at the age of 81 due to complications with a cosmetic procedure. Her daughter Melissa spoke about the tragedy in a memoir that she wrote about her mother called The Book of Joan, Tales of Mirth, Mischief, and Manipulation. In the book, Melissa states that Joan received 348 cosmetic procedures over her lifetime because she was always insecure about her looks. Melissa also appeared on the Today Show and spoke about her mother's tragic death following complications during a throat surgery, saying, quote, "In my opinion, it was 100% preventable." Melissa actually filed a lawsuit against the clinic, saying they were not prepared and very unprofessional. And at number 6, Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley has no signs of aging on her face, even though though she is 76 years old. But she does look completely unrecognizable from her former self. Some say this is due to botched procedures over the years. A few years back, she revealed that low-grade silicone was injected into her face, the type that mechanics use to grease car parts. This was done by fraudulent doctor, Dr. Daniel Serrano, who was later sent to prison for his illegal tactics. A rep for Priscilla said, quote, "Priscilla Presley was one of many documented victims of Dr. Serrano. An investigation which uncovered his misconduct ultimately led to his imprisonment. Ms. Presley dealt with this matter years ago and everything is now well." However, one doctor does not think the botched injections explain her puffy, waxy face, and he insisted that this is due to repeated laser treatments and Botox. One commenter wrote about her look, quote, "What has Priscilla Presley done to her face? It looks like she has a scary mask on." Halfway number 5, Jackie Stallone. The late mother of A-list actor Sylvester Stallone revealed that she had many plastic surgery regrets in a 2013 interview. When asked if she had had work done, she said, quote, "I do, and actually I've gotten too much. I look like I've got a mouthful of nuts. It's Juvederm, too much of it. I feel as though I look like a chipmunk." She continued, "Juvederm plumps you up here," pointing at her cheeks, "but it looks like you have a mouthful of walnuts." She then explained that she's had about 3 chemical peels and about 50 injections over her lifetime. She revealed that she had never tried Botox because naturally she did not have wrinkles in her forehead. Jackie claims that she believes in plastic surgery, but thinks that Beverly Hills doctors are overrated hacks, saying that she went to other states to have work done because she doesn't trust Beverly Hills surgeons. And at number 4, Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell shocked fans when he appeared at the red carpet for the America's Got Talent quarterfinals, looking totally unrecognizable. His face was discussed at length in the media, and on the Absolute Radio Breakfast show, Dave Barry said, quote, "I remember Simon Cowell when he had his first face. I've known him a long time. The current one is a bit Slipknot. It's actually quite terrifying," with the host noting that his surgery was probably done in the dark if it came out that badly, and that a man with his money should have gotten the best surgeon in the world. After stepping out, Dr. Naila Raja, a leading cosmetic doctor, said that he had gone a bit overboard with the Botox, adding quote, "I suspect Simon's fallen complexion is a combination of weight loss and also too much Botox." And at number 3, Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian is the sister that gets the most flack for her cosmetic enhancements, because it seems like she looks different every week. While speaking about rumors about her plastic surgery, she told host Andy Cohen that she's had one nose job, along with fillers, but not Botox. Years earlier on her talk show Cocktails with Khloe, she also admitted to having facial fillers dissolved, saying, quote, "My face was so messed up I had to go and get this whole thing dissolved. It was a bummer and now I'm afraid to do it again, and I'm almost like, I swear things are still in my face." Although people don't believe she hasn't touched fillers because her face has changed dramatically since then. And at number 2, Lisa Rinna. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star is known for her signature pout that she achieved through the help of fillers, but she's gotten some other procedures that she's regretted. Apparently after she tried Botox, she was totally botched. Lisa said that she got Botox in her cheeks because all of her friends were getting it done and she wanted to try it out for herself. But after the procedure was done, Lisa said, quote, "I saw a photo and I was like, oh Jesus, that's not good, that is not good." But after that experience, she's learned that less is more, saying that she still likes Botox, but won't do anything that changes the shape of her face. And finally at number 1, Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton is my queen and I love her so much, but it's clear to her fans that she's changed a lot over the years, and she's been vocal that the changes are due to cosmetic enhancements. She told CBS Sunday Morning in 2019, quote, "It's true that I look artificial, but I believe that I'm totally real. My look is really based on a country girl's idea of glam. I wasn't naturally pretty, so I make the most of anything I've got." Dolly's admitted to many procedures, including a facelift, eye surgery, breast implants, liposuction, excess skin removal, lip injections, Botox, and more. Dolly also looks phenomenal at her age of 75 and says that she will look as young as her plastic surgeons allow.
Number 10, Jessica Simpson. She skyrocketed to fame in 1999 with the release of her debut album Sweet Kisses, followed by Irresistible in 2001 and 5 more studio albums. The singer, actress, and author has also been very outspoken about her personal life, including her plastic surgery disasters. She told Glamour in 2006 that she hated her lip injections. Quote, "I had that Rusty Lane stuff. It looked so fake to me. I didn't like that. But it went away in like 4 months. But lip injections were not the only thing which didn't work out for her. In her 2020 memoir Open Book, she also revealed that she had 2 tummy tucks in 2015, and the second one was riddled with complications. Quote, "I got an infection, colitis, and I was vomiting so much I thought I was going to bust lost my sutures. She had to spend 9 days in hospital and narrowly avoided needing a blood transplant. It was sad because all she wanted to do was get rid of the stretch marks and loose skin that was left from her 2 back-to-back pregnancies. Looking back on the surgery, she claims that she did it because she wasn't strong enough to handle her insecurities and feels much more proud of her body now. Number 9. Khloe Kardashian. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians star is known for being the funniest and most laid back of all the sisters. But over the years, fans have seen such a drastic change in her appearance that can only be put down to excessive plastic surgery. And while the reality star isn't too outspoken when it comes to her past procedures, she has opened up once before about the reason behind her choice to go under the knife. Quote, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she's had her 3rd face transplant, but I've had 1 nose job and everyone gets so upset. Like, why don't I talk about it? No one's ever asked me." She also revealed that she's done injections but not really Botox because when she tried it, her face didn't really respond well. But all the surgery was probably because of something deeper. In fact, later in the episode, Khloe explained about how she experienced body image insecurity when doing photo shoots with her 2 sisters, Kim and Kourtney. Quote, "We did so many photo shoots and they would receive racks and racks of clothes, and I was told by so many different stylists I was given about 2 or 3 pieces of clothing, but not to worry because I would be in the background anyway. Yikes." Number 8. Heidi Montag. The Hill star has had some really drastic surgery done and famously underwent 10 procedures in 1 day. It sounds crazy when you think about how difficult that would be to recover from, considering it was all done at the same time. Heidi had the massive surgery day in late 2009, which included breast implants, making her an F-cup, a brow lift, a nose job, lipo on her stomach and thighs, and a butt augmentation. The drastic photos of her new appearance hit the headlines in March of 2010, and the world was more than a little bit shocked. But 3 years later, Heidi admitted to US Magazine that she actually had big regrets and health problems as a result. "I just didn't realize what I was really signing up for. It sounds so minor when you have a surgeon describing so much of it to you." She also said at the time she wasn't fully aware of the recovery time and the mental strain that it would put on her, and she claims her surgeon left this out on purpose. She went on to have some of the work reversed, but mostly maintains her current look. Number 7. Courtney Cox. If you take a look at the photos of the Friends star from back in the 90s and compare it to now, it's easy to see that she has undergone a whole range of different procedures. But unlike most celebrities, Courtney Cox has been completely open about the cosmetic procedures that she's had done to her face. The 58-year-old star confessed even though she thought she had undergone far too much at one point, looking completely unrecognizable. When she was asked about her fillers, she said, quote, "You have no idea because it's gradual until you go, oh, this doesn't look right, and it's worse in pictures than in real life," telling New Beauty magazine in 2017 that she gradually realized fillers were not her friend. Courtney explained that she gradually became addicted to surgery and was taking advice from the wrong people. Quote, "Well, what would end up happening is that you would go to a doctor who would say, you look great, but what would help is a little injection here or filler there." And she said she didn't realize how she looked until her friend looked at her face and said, "Whoa, no more." Number 6. John Travolta. He's been a total heartthrob since the 1970s with his breakout role in Grease. Some of his most famous work includes Get Shorty, Saturday Night Fever, and Pulp Fiction. Not to mention the fact that he's also a pilot and has even built his own landing strip at one of his tropical properties. But the 68-year-old's face has definitely evolved over the years, and to this day he continues to go under the knife, all to try and maintain his youthful appearance. But although Travolta has never admitted to having plastic surgery, the actor surprised fans with what looked like the aftermath of too much plastic surgery after appearing in the series The People vs. O.J. Simpson. In fact, fans were convinced that Travolta had some work done to his face and it all went wrong. But he has not commented on the speculations. So what's the real deal? Well, no one truly knows what he has or hasn't had done or why he looks so different, but many fans have commented on his frozen face and saying that he he has taken surgery a little too far. But let's not forget, actors do have a heavy pressure to maintain their looks and appear perfect all the time. Number 5. Vicki Gunvalson. The Real Housewives of Orange County star has never been shy about the multiple facial procedures she's gotten over the years. In July 2018, Gunvalson told US Weekly that the eyelid blepharoplasty and facelift she had just gotten would be her last procedures. She also opened up about the various fillers that she had gotten done and admitted that it made her look drastically different. I had a lot of fillers in my face and I didn't feel like it was me anymore. I had too many doctors, too many different times say, let's do this, let's do that, let's fill here. Vicki said that by the time she was done, she looked in the mirror and realized that she no longer looked anything like herself. But what's really upsetting is that she admitted that being called Miss Piggy by her co-star Slade Smiley was what really led her to get all the plastic surgery, which also included a nose job and a chin implant. She confessed in 2012 that she's always felt like she wasn't pretty enough, and that although she's taken a year to fully heal from the procedures, it didn't change her on the inside. Number 4. Cardi B. The singer is super open about a lot of aspects of her personal life, including her plastic surgery past. The singer is super open about a lot of aspects of her personal life, including her plastic surgery past and things she has gotten done that bordered on the dangerous. So after she welcomed her daughter Culture in July of 2018, she revealed that she has gotten a breast lift and liposuction. Although she did receive a huge amount of criticism from fans, she decided to defend her decision on Instagram Live. Quote, "Listen, I do whatever the F I want to do with my body. I don't have the time of day like you do. My job as an entertainer is a 24-hour job." She went on to say that she simply doesn't have the time to work out, and there were specific things about herself that would not change no matter how hard she hit the gym. Quote, "Like my boobs, no matter how much I work out, they were not going to lift themselves." People were upset that a celebrity of her stature said that she didn't have as much time on her hands as regular people, but the honesty was refreshing. But she was forced to cancel several shows due to health complications from surgery. In fact, Cardi revealed that she had once gotten illegal butt injections and realized how risky it was when looking back on it. Number 3. Sharon Osbourne. The former The Talk panelist is no stranger to plastic surgery, and it really seemed to work out for her over the years, considering her appearance was never really altered too drastically. But all that changed in late 2021, when she got a facelift that, in her own words, ended up making her look like a cyclops. Quote, "I had a full facelift done in October, and I looked like one of those effing mummies that they wrap with bandages." She told the Sunday Times that the whole thing hurt like hell, but what was even worse is that the pain never really paid off. Sharon said that after the more than 5-hour surgery, she was left looking horrendous, and she even told the surgeon, quote, "You've got to be effing joking. One of my eyes was different than the other. I looked like an effing cyclops. All I need is a hunchback." It sounds funny, but it would have been a nightmare. Even her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, was totally against the results. Fortunately, she was able to undergo reconstructive work, and she's now a lot more satisfied with her appearance. Number 2. Linda Evangelista. The Canadian fashion model was undoubtedly one of the top supermodels from the 90s, and is regarded as one of the most accomplished and influential models of all times. In fact, she's been featured on over 700 magazine covers. But Linda hasn't really been in the public very much in the last 5 years or so, and fans recently found out why. In September last year, she took to Instagram and revealed that she had undergone a cool sculpting treatment to her face, which she says left her unrecognizable, as it allegedly caused fat cells in her face to multiply. Quote, "To my followers who have wondered why I have not been working while my peers' careers have been thriving, the reason is that I was brutally disfigured." She went on to say that the procedure actually did the opposite of what it was promised. In fact, what happened to her was a rare but serious side effect of cool sculpting, and the model said the treatment not only destroyed her livelihood, but sent her into a cycle of deep depression, profound sadness, and the lowest depths of self-loathing. Which is extremely sad when you consider just how much it would have affected her self-esteem. Number 1. Donatella Versace. We all know Donatella Versace as a fashion designer and the vice president of one of the best-known Italian fashion houses. But there's also something else that even people who aren't interested in fashion know her for. She's a huge fan of plastic surgery. And yes, she tops the list because of how far she went with her various procedures. It's possible that the 67-year-old first went under the knife just to enhance what nature gave her. If you look at her old photos, it's pretty obvious that her face has undergone a lot of changes. Many people believe that she underwent too many of those plastic surgery procedures, possibly to correct the mistakes in each of those previous surgeries. There's been speculation that her facelift has been done to an extreme, pointing out the fact that she does seem to have a bit of a frozen look and is unable to make different facial expressions. She allegedly had lip augmentation, cheek implants, liposuction, and various other procedures. Conclusively, many have referred to Donatella as a very extreme example of plastic surgery because there's nothing subtle about the work she's had done. But the truth is, it probably had a lot to do with societal expectations and the pressure to maintain the image of her brand Versace.
At number 10, Amanda Lepore. I love unapologetic people. I find it so refreshing when people are truly themselves and aren't afraid to hide anything, and I think that's what I like the most about Amanda Lepore. Amanda Lepore is a transgender model, performer, and now author who made a name for herself in Hollywood just by being herself. She's known for having a very signature look, and she's basically become a living Barbie doll. Much of Amanda's body has been altered over the years, as she claims to have the most expensive body on the planet due to all of her surgeries. It's not clear how much she spent exactly, but judging by how she looks and the fact that she's been calling her body the most expensive on earth, I think it's safe to say that she's invested a lot of money into herself. She's written and talked about all the procedures that she's had done, and it's quite a long list. She's had a nose job, her hairline lowered, her eyebrows lifted, double eyelid surgery, cheekbone, lip and breast augmentation, gender confirmation surgery, hormones, and she even had her ribs broken and reshaped to alter the size of her waist. Amanda prides herself on being a living Barbie doll and really doesn't regret any of her procedures, even though they were all very expensive. At number 9, Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner has gone through many transformations in her life. As you all probably know, Caitlyn is transgender, and her transition most likely set her back a pretty hefty amount. While we don't know the exact amount that she spent on her transition, I think it's safe to say that no amount of money even compares to the feeling of having your outside appearance match who you are on the inside. There have been some people out there who have really been curious to see exactly how much Caitlyn has spent on her plastic surgeries over the years, including her confirmation surgeries. It is estimated that Caitlyn has spent approximately $76,000 on her cosmetic surgeries. Between fillers, facelifts, and a handful of other procedures, a lot of money has been invested into Caitlyn's appearance, and the fact that she's dished out $76,000 on these kinds of things shows that she will go to great lengths to make herself look as perfect as she pleases. Again, it is a lot of money, but I can imagine for Caitlyn, it's worth every penny. Now, before I carry on with the list, I would like to take a moment to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also head on over to my gaming channel, Viper Girl, if you're interested in gaming content. I've got lots of fun things going on over there, so go check it out and subscribe while you're there. At number 8, Justin Jedlicka. Imagine spending over $1 million on yourself, and I don't mean shelling out $1 million on clothes, shoes, and a nice car. Justin Jedlicka, known as the real-life Ken doll, got famous because he received so many plastic surgeries and has spent so much money achieving his goal of becoming a real-life Ken doll. For him, the more plastic he looks, the better, and really that is the exact goal. Justin was on the show Botched very early on in the show's first season, making his debut in the series' first episode. He said that he's received over 1,000 surgeries to achieve the look that he has now, and there's no sign of him stopping his transformation anytime soon. As for how much he spent, well, there's no exact number since his procedures are always happening, but Justin has said that he's invested over $1 million into his looks. Could you imagine spending all that money on plastic surgery? And would you guys ever do something like this? Let me know down in the comments. At number 7, Jocelyn Wildenstein. Imagine spending millions of dollars to look like a cat. Just sit with that one for a second and let that process. Yes, one of the most dramatic celebrity appearances, which comes from socialite Jocelyn Wildenstein, was modeled after a cat and cost over $4 million. Jocelyn started her plastic surgery journey when she decided to get work done to look like a cat because her late husband was a big cat lover. She reportedly kept a lynx as a pet and recalled that the big cat's eyes were just so perfect, and so she wanted to look just like it. Unfortunately, she went a little too far with her look and she's been left looking pretty botched, which is unfortunate seeing how she invested so much money into her looks. What makes this even crazier though is the fact that she claims that she's not done getting plastic surgery, so she's willing to spend even more money on her appearance. At number 6, Donatella Versace. I've talked about Donatella Versace and her plastic surgery a fair bit on this channel. We know how she looks following getting plastic surgery, we know what procedures she's had done, and we know that the results haven't been the greatest. Sometimes going plastic just makes things worse rather than better. But one more question regarding her plastic surgery remains, and that is, how much did it all cost? Well, though there's no exact amount, it is believed that Donatella has spent over $25,000 on trying to improve and maintain her appearance. That is a lot of money, but when you think about the results that she's been left with, it makes that high cost so much worse. She's mostly received facelifts over the years, so to think that she's dropped so much money to only go back and get more work done because the effects didn't last is actually kind of sad. At number 5, Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner is one of those celebrities who's considered a trendsetter. Whenever she steps out with a new piece of clothing or a new hairstyle, people just want to be like her and copy her. Because she's a trendsetter, there's pressure to look perfect all the time, and this is where cosmetic surgery came to play in her life. The one procedure that she's known for having is lip fillers. She became the it girl when it came to the big lip trend, and it even got so intense that people were trying to imitate her large lips by creating the dangerous Kylie Jenner lip challenge. On top of her lip filler, there has been speculation and theories thrown around about what other procedures she's had done. Though she's only admitted to getting fillers, it is also believed that she's gotten work done to her body to achieve the curves that she has, like her Kardashian sisters. Now, because she's never admitted to getting anything done other than her lips, it's hard to say for sure exactly how much her appearance costs, but some people out there have crunched the numbers and estimate that Kylie has spent over $2 million on her plastic surgery transformations. Now that is a lot of lip kits. At number 4, Cher. Cher is really out here like she's never heard of the concept of time. This woman does not age at all, and it's honestly a little scary. Okay, I'm getting a little carried away, but you have to admit, she looks immaculate for a woman in her mid-70s, right? Well, other than her being the queen of everything, she's also invested a lot of money into herself and her looks in order to look as great as she does. Over the years, Cher has received a neck lift, multiple facelifts, cheek implants, breast augmentation, liposuction, Botox, other injectables, and lasers, but even after all that, people still can't get over how good she looks. She's been able to get all of this work done to look younger, and yet she still doesn't look too plasticky. Well, I would expect nothing but perfection if I was Cher and spent over $1 million on plastic surgery. Yeah, it is a lot of money, but clearly it was money well spent. At number 3, Michael Jackson. The late Michael Jackson lived a hugely successful life, and he was known for a lot, from his music to his stage presence to his looks. Over the course of his career, Michael's appearance changed drastically when he got into plastic surgery. After going under the knife a few times, he was left looking nothing like his past self, and this took a lot of money to achieve. So much so that he ended up in debt because of it. It has been reported that Michael has spent over $1.5 million on plastic surgery. Some of the procedures Michael was known to have received include a nose job, skin lightening to match his vitiligo, as well as reshaping his jaw and altering his lips and eyes. In the end, his physical appearance changed drastically, but his talent remained the same, which is really the important thing here. At number 2, Heidi Montag. Heidi Montag became a star when she was cast on the MTV show The Hills, and since she became a public figure, there was soon a lot of pressure to look a certain way in the industry. Looks are always considered as one of the things that keeps your career afloat, and so there's a lot of pressure to look perfect. Because of the insecurity she was experiencing, both from being a public figure and from her doctor, Heidi ended up going under the knife for 10 plastic surgery sessions in just one day. She got so much work done that the trauma was too much for her body to handle, and she actually flatlined for 1 minute while on the operating table. After all that, when she re-emerged with her new look, people criticized her heavily for it, and Heidi even saw parts of herself as botched. Now, I think the worst part about this whole mess is the fact that she spent so much money on this whole transformation. It is believed that Heidi spent around $10 million on her plastic surgery, and it was all for her just to say that she didn't like it and for the public to make nasty comments. If I spent that much money and I didn't come out with amazing results, I would have been so mad. And finally at number 1, Kris Jenner. Everyone knows Kris Jenner as Hollywood's hardest working momager. She's been able to raise and manage her kids, helping them grow into the big stars that they are today. The Kardashians are all considered trendsetters when it comes to their looks, so obviously Kris had to join in on the fun, right? Like many of her kids, Kris has undergone a handful of cosmetic surgeries over the years, and she's also shelled out quite a bit of money for it as well. It's been reported that Kris has received a breast augmentation, chin lift, neck lift, facelift, lasers, Botox, and other injectables to create the ageless person that we see today. And all of this comes with a hefty price tag of $70,000. That's a lot of money to turn back time, but Kris looks pretty good and she clearly has the money to do it, so who am I to judge?
Number 10. Janice Dickinson. She was known as the world's first supermodel and was hugely successful during the 1970s and 80s. Recently, she's been quite the TV star, appearing as a judge on America's Next Top Model, Celebrity Big Brother in 2015, and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in 2007. The 67-year-old model has never been shy about admitting that she's had plastic surgery and confessed to having a breast enlargement, tummy tuck, neck and facelifts, and liposuction and Botox in the past. Although the various surgeries had really gotten out of hand over the years, and in 2013 she declared herself bankrupt after over $1 million in taxes and unpaid cosmetic bills. 2 years later, she appeared on Botched to fix her boob job that was done 30 years before, saying at the time that she was no stranger to plastic surgery. But her perspective really changed in 2013 when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. In fact, she initially thought the lump in her breast was a botched boob job, telling Entertainment Tonight, quote, "If I had to play my life over again, I would have never gotten breast implants in the first place." But fortunately, the following year, she was declared cancer-free after 6 weeks of radiation therapy. Number 9. Tara Reid. There's no doubt that the American Pie star was one of Hollywood's it girls in the late 90s and early 2000s. But while the actress was at the pinnacle of success in her career, she was also going through various issues stemming from botched plastic surgery, and she ended up missing out on a whole bunch of roles because of it. Tara claimed that in 2004, breast implants and liposuction surgeries left her with disfigurements that damaged her career. She told US Weekly, quote, "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." Tara said that after the procedures, she knew something was wrong when it came to her breast implants, but she was 6 months post-op when she realized that it had been terribly botched. Quote, "The actual center part where the areola is, instead of it being a circle, it turned out to be a large square. It was horrifying." She also went through an infamous wardrobe malfunction on the red carpet at Diddy's 35th birthday party in 2004, which resulted in her body going viral, which left her devastated. Tara said she cried and begged photographers not to release the photos because the last thing she wanted to happen was to have the whole world see it. Number 8. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke was one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. He made his feature film debut with a minor role in Steven Spielberg's 1941 and garnered significant attention with 1981's Body Heat. However, in the early 90s, the actor decided to take up professional boxing, and while that brought him success, it also came with a string of severe facial injuries. Rourke reportedly faced a broken nose twice, suffered toe and rib injuries, a split tongue, a compressed cheekbone, and even short-term memory loss for some time. As a result, the actor had to undergo several reconstructive surgeries to fix himself up, but most of them did not achieve the desired result, so he had to undergo even more surgery to correct those mistakes. Eventually, Rourke's facial features were nearly unrecognizable compared to his initial appearance. In 2009, he finally opened up to the Daily Mail about it. Quote, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of the boxing, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together," which is really sad because it was probably just down to having a really sketchy plastic surgeon. Number 7. Priscilla Presley. Priscilla has always been admired for her beauty, but she has undergone multiple plastic surgery procedures in recent years, and some have gone a little bit too far. But this is all down to one tragic procedure in 2003 that should have never been done. The former wife of Elvis Presley was the victim of an unlicensed doctor and was left with botched plastic surgery that changed her looks forever. Dr. Daniel Serrano administered surgery on several Hollywood A-listers, including Lionel Richie, his ex-wife Diane, and Shaun King, the late wife of CNN presenter and TV host Larry King. He only charged between $300 to $500 and operated on his clients at lavish cocktail parties in Hollywood. But Serrano was only a licensed nurse, and when he carried out the procedure, he used industrial-grade silicone, which is often used to lubricate car parts. The fake doctor eventually went to prison, and Priscilla has reportedly been undergoing corrective treatments ever since, but her changing face has also been attributed to Presley's alleged extensive history with plastic surgery, which reportedly includes multiple facelifts, laser treatments, as well as lip and cheek fillers. So this is probably why her look has changed so much over the years. Number 6. Lisa Rinna. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star and soap opera actress Lisa Rinna has been very open about her plastic surgery choices, mainly her decision to plump her lips with injections, which definitely seemed to have gone a little bit too far. Rinna had permanent silicone filler injected into her top lip, which she initially loved, but eventually she decided to have it reduced after facing criticism for her appearance. She told People in 2010, quote, "I was crazy to even touch them in the first place. In total, she's had 4 injections, and she explained that in the beginning, it was great, but after about 10 years, the silicone started seeping through her lip and creating scar tissue that was hard and bumpy. She claimed that when she would get photographed, her lips would look a certain way, and then people would start to talk." The TV star said that she even tried cortisone shots to reduce the swelling, but instead of helping it, it actually made them look worse. Quote, "I have a doctor to remove as much as they possibly can because it got to the point where they were yucky. You know, they get hard, it's gross." Lisa said that the doctor took out as much silicone as possible, and now her lips are somewhat back to normal. Number 5. Jennifer Grey. After being catapulted to mega fame in 1987 for playing Baby in Dirty Dancing, Jennifer's career seemed to stall, and although she was personally happy with her nose and its distinct bump, she underwent plastic surgery at the age of 29 to boost her career and gain more acting roles. But Jennifer said it actually ended up being the surgery that affected her ability to get jobs. Quote, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out as anonymous." She told The Mirror in 2012 that it was the nose job from hell, and she'll always be this once famous actress that nobody recognizes because of a nose job. After her first surgery, she was thrilled with the way she looked. Then less than a year later, she noticed that a tiny bit of cartilage was visible under the surface of her nose. Jennifer then underwent a second surgery to correct the issue, but when she woke up, she discovered that she no longer looked like herself at all. To make matters worse, when the public got wind of the situation, the star felt humiliated, as many people did not believe that she was Jennifer Grey anymore, and she would often have to go to great lengths just to prove that she was in fact who she said she was. Number 4. Kylie Jenner. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians star has basically grown up in the spotlight, so her transformation from tween to teen and now a 20-something mother has all been before our very eyes, which means that it's not hard to notice the drastic changes to Kylie's appearance in the more than 10 years since the show first aired in 2007. While fans have speculated about Kylie having undergone everything from lip filler to a Brazilian butt lift, it's hard to separate fact from fiction when it comes to her ever-changing aesthetic. But after years of denying that she had lip filler, the star eventually came clean about that particular cosmetic touch-up. During a 2015 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kylie admits, quote, "I have temporary lip fillers. It's just an insecurity of mine and it's what I wanted to do. But it's a little bit sad when you look at why she got it done. Quote, "I was 15 and I was insecure about my lips. I have really small lips, and it was just like one of my first kisses and a guy was like, I didn't think you would be a good kisser because you have such small lips." She also admitted that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point, before her sisters pointed it out and said, "Kylie, you need to chill." They were definitely right to let her know when it was becoming a little too much. Number 3. Reed Ewing. The Modern Family actor stars in one of the most successful shows on television, but Reed revealed in a Huffington Post op-ed that he'd been waging a private battle with his looks. He bravely opened up about his battle with body dysmorphia, unhealthy obsession with his physical flaws, and the plastic surgery that he had turned to as a solution. Reed wrote that when he first moved to LA at 19, he would apparently sit alone in his apartment and take photos of himself, and try to analyze every single angle angle and feature of his face. Quote, "After a few years of doing this, one day I decided I had to get cosmetic surgery. No one is allowed to be this ugly, I thought. It's unacceptable." In 2008, he decided to see a plastic surgeon to get the first of many surgeries he would go on to have. He wanted cheek implants and wrote that he genuinely believed if he had one procedure, he would suddenly look like Brad Pitt. But he wished he hadn't, because that's where the nightmare began. Quote, "After all the swelling finally went down, the results were horrendous. Reed isolated himself from everyone, and it took him 6 months before he was comfortable with people even looking at him. It's extremely upsetting that his battle with body dysmorphia won, and it just left him feeling worse about himself after all the surgery." Number 2. Joan Van Ark. The actress became famous for her roles on the nighttime soap operas Dallas and Knots Landing between the late 1970s to early 1990s. And while she was known to be extremely beautiful at the peak of her acting career, Joan's appearance has changed so much over the years due to her extreme addiction to plastic surgery. If you want to know the extent of the procedures, one source who allegedly saw Joan in January 2020 told the Globe that it looked like her face was melting. Now that's pretty harsh to say, but it might just be that bad, considering just how much the 79-year-old has reportedly gone under the knife. We're talking about blepharoplasty, cheek and lip fillers, Botox injections. In fact, plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Yun told the National Enquirer that Van Ark's drastically changed appearance is also due to at least 1 or 2 facelifts, which is what caused her neckline and jawline to look tight. But this is all speculation, and everyone knows working in the industry comes with various pressures to stay young. So addiction to cosmetic surgery is unfortunately something that comes with the territory. And coming in at number 1, Katie Price. Since becoming a household name as a glamour model in the 90s, Katie Price's brand has become synonymous with plastic surgery. As a 44-year-old, status has risen over the last 2 decades, so has the number of times she's gone under the knife, leaving her now completely unrecognizable from her former self. But Katie has always been honest about the work she's had done, like the fact that she's had a whopping 12 boob jobs over the last 25 years, and she got the first one when she was only 18. But a trip to Turkey for one of the procedures resulted in a botched boob job. She told The Sun, quote, "I had my boobs done in Turkey and they looked deformed. They were absolutely awful." She's also had veneers done, and in June last year, Katie endured one of the most ambitious rounds of surgery yet, as she underwent another facelift on the same day that she also treated herself to liposuction and fat injections to her bum. The TV personality is also a big fan of Botox and has underwent an eye and brow lift that has left her face with a sharp, tight look. Plastic surgery is definitely synonymous with her brand at this point, and although Katie has said many times that she has no plan to stop going under the knife, just by looking at old pictures, it's easy to see that she looked a lot better before.
Coming at number 10, we have Leah Michele. Back in December, Leah Michele started to go trending on Twitter after the internet started to troll her for her new chiseled facial appearance. When the funny girl actress posted a selfie comparing herself to Lucia, the beautiful working girl on The White Lotus, the internet was then quick to notice her resemblance to another trending character, which is a girl who has undergone buccal fat removal. The cosmetic procedure involves surgically removing fat between the cheekbones and the jawbones via incisions inside the mouth to highlight one's facial bone structure. While people have been doing the surgery for decades, it's currently all the rage with young celebrities and people on TikTok. It takes a normal looking girl and makes them look almost skeletal, which is pretty damaging to a younger person's image. While the surgery isn't everybody's cup of tea, I still don't understand why Hollywood girlies aren't trying to get rid of it and why they keep opting to do it, and it kinda made Leah Michele look more scary than her Rachel Berry days on Glee. Number 9, Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian has been pretty open about her physical transformation, and unlike her other sisters, she claimed that she has undergone plastic surgery more than once in her life. While the reality TV star isn't too outspoken when it comes to her past procedures, she has opened up once before about the reason behind her choice to undergo the knife. In a reunion episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe revealed that she opted for a few cosmetic alterations by saying, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she had a 3rd face transplant, but I've had 1 nose job. Aside from her nose job, Bob, the Good American founder, has also revealed she has done injections, but not really Botox because she responded horribly Botox. Khloe, like Kylie, has also gotten so much filler done at one point. She even went back 3 times to get it dissolved, but it still feels like the effects are still there. But for a while, the star did look a little scary with all that filler. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming at number 8, we have Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley was a legendary beauty, but when she underwent plastic surgery in the past, it left her with some unfortunate side effects. It would force her to come out and claim that she unknowingly had industrial low-grade silicone injected into her face by a doctor who wasn't even licensed to practice medicine in the United States. Priscilla was one of many victims who fell into the hands of Dr. Daniel Serranoez. In 2008, a rep of the actress would share that an investigation which uncovered his misconduct ultimately led to his imprisonment. Miss Presley dealt with this matter years ago, and eventually everything is now well. Serrano, who was not licensed to practice medicine, would find himself being deported back to Argentina after serving 18 months in federal prison, after some of his injections caused lumps, paralysis, and holes in his client's face. But the work he did to Priscilla definitely had her wishing that she never underwent the surgery, and she never even tried to have it repaired as she was kind of scared it would do more harm than good. Number 7, Janice Dickinson. It's clear that Hollywood's obsession with plastic surgery is starting to get really scary. And if you look what happened to Janice Dickinson after she made an attempt to keep her youthful appearance, people would even start to confuse her with Caitlyn Jenner. After she had a botched procedure done, even according to celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Yoon, Janice had every plastic surgery procedure there is. And that's not really hard to believe, as once the stunning model now looks like she is pure plastic. And I've seen her undergo some treatments on reality TV. Dr. Yoon would then jokingly add, "I believe she's undergone pretty much every facial plastic surgery there is, including a facelift, eye lift, lip injections, Botox, fat injections, a brow lift, and she's probably single-handedly paid for her plastic surgeon's house." Despite Janice going under the knife numerous times, Yoon said while Janice doesn't look a whole lot like herself, she's holding up pretty well and she's had quite a bit of help. In 2014, Janice would even admit when she was 32, or in the Jurassic era, that's when she had her first procedure done, and it included work to her chest, a tummy tuck, facelift, and Botox. At number 6, we have Linda Evangelista. The OG supermodel hasn't been seen in public for a while now, and in September 23rd, 2021, she would explain why. Linda revealed that she underwent cool sculpting, which she claims left her looking unrecognizable, as it allegedly caused her fat cells in her face to multiply, and she would say, "To my followers who have wondered why I have not been working while my peers' careers have been thriving, the reason is that I was brutally disfigured by a procedure which did the opposite of what it promised." She then went on to talk about the procedure's rare but serious side effects, and she said, "Not only did it destroy my livelihood, but it sent me into a cycle of depression, profound sadness, and lowest depths of self-loathing. In the process, I have become reclusive, and I'm so tired of living this way. I would like to walk out my door with my head held high despite not looking like myself any longer." However, if you look at photos from Linda from 2005 to now, before her procedure disfigured her famous face, the girl was stunning. And if you were looking to get plastic surgery done in the future, let this be a warning and just a reminder that you're beautiful just the way you look. Number 5, Mickey Rourke. Since the beginning of his career, Mickey Rourke has captured the news headlines every now and then, and one of the most talked about things about him is his face. Today, everyone knows Mickey to be an actor of repute who has starred in many successful movies over the years, but it is essential to understand that acting was not Mickey's first love, as he's a man who was in love with boxing, and he eventually became a professional boxer. And he did pretty well because he was unbeaten in all his fights, as he won and drew others. However, he endured a lot of injuries to his face, and some
some of these injuries were so severe that they threatened to ruin his good looks, so he opted to have cosmetic surgery to fix his face. However, the doctors he met to help him fix his face just ended up ruining it. His face today is now very different from what his fans had known it to be, and anytime he steps into the public, paparazzi just swarms his face. While the star has undergone different cosmetic surgeries to correct his face, it just keeps changing and it keeps renewing the public's interest. Number 4. Joan Rivers. Comedian Joan Rivers was famous for constantly changing her face. When the reality TV star passed away at the age of 81, her daughter Melissa would write a memoir, The Book of Joan, tales of mirth, mischief, and manipulation. As a tribute to her mother, in it Melissa would reveal that Joan had a staggering 348 cosmetic operations over her life, and she was never happy with the way she looked, which fed into her sense of being less than. Joan Rivers' tragic passing was caused after she had complications following her surgery, after the comedian never recovered from a loss of oxygen to her brain during surgery. Her daughter would then be able to sue the clinic for malpractice. It would be noted that Joan went into the hospital after she scheduled an EGD. However, reports then showed another procedure, a nasolaryngoscopy, which was performed twice by an ENT doctor not privileged to perform that procedure at Yorkville, and Rivers was never informed or consented to that procedure. Number 3. Donatella Versace. Donatella Versace's designs for Versace may have sparked thousands of copycats, but there is no danger of a woman following suit when it comes to Donatella Versace's new look. 30 years ago, the fashion guru had naturally full lips and smooth skin, but today her face is striking for all the wrong reasons, as she has now turned herself into a real-life human waxwork doll after she overdid Botox and added too much filler to her cheeks and lips. Not to mention, the businesswoman has also had a facelift, and eyes and brow lift. And if you look at her face, you can tell that her eyelids are like a little droopy because she had some bad Botox, and that's why they look droopy. It's also been said that she looks like she may have had some filler added to her earlobes, as they looked very stretched. Dr. David Rappaport has also provided a timeline of Donatella's alleged procedures, where he would point out that it seems clear that the designer has had a facelift, as she has a scar that you can see on her temple areas, and she has a fine linear scar from it. He would also note that her hairline has been lifted too high and it shouldn't end that high above her ears, but this could also indicate that she's gone under the knife for more than one procedure. Number 2. Carrot Top. Comedian king of props Scott Carrot Top Thompson has had to deal with a lot of plastic surgery rumors and before and after surgery photos, but despite the hundreds of sources saying he underwent the knife to change his looks, the comedian says he hasn't had work done on him, but it's clearly just a lie. So Carrot Top is one of these most successful comedians from the late 90s and 2000s. Aside from comedy, one of the most talked about topics whenever Carrot Top is brought up is about his looks, and people start to debate whether the star has had plastic surgery done or not. Although various sources have tried exploring his transformation to put an answer to the question, the comedian still continues to deny all the rumors that revolve around him undergoing the knife to change his looks. And to this day, the comedian still has to deal with plastic surgery rumors, as the media has been swamped with before and after photos of the star. Many have even compared his transformation to plastic surgery disasters, and some professionals have even commented on it, such as Dr. Anthony Yoon, who pointed out that the comedian has definitely had laser treatments or chemical peels, and he even commented on Carrot Top's appearance by saying he looks more like a muscle-bound cartoon character. Number 1. Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim is undoubtedly one of the brightest, most influential women in hip-hop, yet her legacy remains controversial for one reason or the other. It seems like the star is constantly being thrown in front of the media since the beginning of her career for her ever-changing face. In 2005, Kim would even go on a radio show to explain that she had broken her nose after getting into an altercation with her ex-boyfriend, and she had to get surgery done to fix her nose, and then she would go back to her boyfriend, get hurt again, and it would reel her into a tangle of insecurities and self-loathing. Kim was so tired of lying about her injuries and burying her bruises in makeup that she thought it would be better to get professional work done and wipe those physical markings away once and for all. And then after, she would get more surgeries done by her own choice, as she was facing insecurities after her boyfriends kept cheating on her with European women with long hair. Starting off our list today at number 10, we have Amanda Bynes. Back Back in 2013, Amanda Bynes' parents would outline a troubling portrait of the star in a court papers as they were seeking a legal conservatorship to manage her affairs. Among other things, they would also tell Ventura County Court that Amanda had been suffering from severe body image issues that left her feeling extremely paranoid about being watched to the point that she would cover smoke alarms with towels, tape windows shut, and even cover her car dashboard with cardboard and tape out of fear that cameras were watching her from inside these places. Amanda's fears were so strong that she soon became obsessed with the idea that she and others were ugly. Her parents also noted that this was around the time their daughter also started to talk about cosmetic surgeries that she wanted to get consistently, and that they even received large doctor bills from surgeons just a few months since they moved to New York, as Amanda had spent a large amount of her fortune. With Amanda being worth only $4 million at the time, she spent around $1.3 million of her money just in a short amount of time, which was kinda concerning. Number 9. Heidi Montag. So back in 2010, Heidi Montag would admit to the Daily Mail that she wished she hadn't wasted so much of her money on plastic surgery after she and Spencer Pratt revealed that they were considering filing for bankruptcy after blowing their $10 million fortune. The reality TV couple who splurged all of their fortune on crystals, luxury cars, and Heidi's plastic surgery and failed pop album would also know that they owed close to $2 million in taxes. The former stars of The Hills would then claim that they had to move into Spencer's parents' guest home after struggling to pay the rent on their $35,000 a month Malibu mansion. Heidi then would go on to note that Spencer's parents would even have to go out to the grocery stores for them on the weekend, and that she regrets her costly decision to undergo 10 plastic surgery procedures. Before saying, "I spent thousands on the procedures and aftercare. I had private nurses coming twice a day for 2 months for treatments and bandage chances. Each time they came, it cost $2,000. I wish I didn't waste so much money on it." Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming number 8, we have Michael Jackson. When Michael Jackson passed away in 2009, his passing would leave behind so many unanswered questions about the eccentric pop star's alleged plastic surgery. Throughout his career, his dramatic transformations made him infamous as fans wondered exactly how much surgery he had. In 2015, a documentary would be released called The 10 Faces of Michael Jackson, and in this documentary it would hint that the late singer had more than 100 procedures done on his face, and that the late star passed away with a staggering amount of debt, with his abandoned Neverland Ranch serving as a haunted reminder of his extravagant pop star past. With Michael having countless sold-out tours and endorsement deals, he was also the owner of a multi-million-pound music catalog that included his own work and that of artists such as the Beatles. But incredibly, the wealth he was bringing in with royalties was said to have been nothing compared to the incredible amount of debt he was simultaneously racking up. A forensic accountant asked to speak at the 2013 trial would then explain that Jackson blew his entire fortune on gifts, travel, art, zoo animals, jewelry, furniture, donations to numerous charities, as well as plastic surgery. At the time of Michael's passing, he was $500 million in debt due to his spending habits. Number 7, Lil' Kim. Before there was Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, there was Lil' Kim. With a string of successful albums to her name, she went on to mentor many others who came after her. Lately though, her name has been surfacing due to reasons unrelated to music, mostly because of her ever-changing looks. As years went by, Lil' Kim began appearing on red carpets and in interviews with lighter skin, higher cheeks, a smaller nose, and in addition, drastic alterations. It then became clear one day that the rapper was spending half of her time in the recording studio and the other half in the plastic surgeon clinic. In an interview in 2005, Lil' Kim admitted to getting several nose jobs done after she had her nose broken. The rapper then continued to undergo multiple surgeries so she could keep up with the impossible beauty standards the world kept advertising. And men also played a major role in her insecurities as they made her believe that she wasn't pretty enough. In June of 2018, Kim reportedly had to file for bankruptcy and hoped to auction off her New Jersey home to help her pay off her enormous $4 million debt. Official court documents would would then reveal that the rap superstar was earning around $18,000 a month and her personal expenses were reaching close to $13,000. So this left Kim with no option but to file for bankruptcy as she couldn't find a way to pay her ever-growing amounts of money that she owed to the IRS, with her also owing over $1.5 million in federal income taxes. This would cause Kim's net worth to be around $500,000 today, which is a far cry from what she used to be worth. Number 6. Stassi Schroeder. Former Vanderpump Rules TV personality Stassi opened up in her book that she published in April of 2019 about why she chose to get a chin implant, chest reduction, among other alterations. In the book, she would say it's one of the best things that she's ever done to this day, as it made her feel good about herself. She then went on to point out that her parents trusted her judgment to get the surgery done, and she was just desperate to have a bigger chin and a more defined jaw. While the star has experienced many ups and downs in her career, like being fired from Vanderpump Rules in 2020, she has still amassed an impressive amount of money, as she has an estimated net worth of $2 million. But if she didn't fork out $20,000 on plastic surgery and then more money on nurses while they would change her bandages every day, she would probably be worth more money than she is today. Number 5. Mama June Shannon. So back in 2020, Mama June, who is known as June Shannon, is a reality TV personality known for her family show, Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. Because she has spent more than a decade on television, you would assume that June wasn't exactly hurting for money, but that clearly isn't the case. As back in 2020, June would admit that she had to sell her house after going broke, and then it would also be known that the star spent her entire fortune not only on $75,000 worth of plastic surgery, but also on substances. She would also state that she was spending over $250,000 in 4 months because she spent a large part of her fortune that she made on reality TV on surgery, while partying with her ex-boyfriend. According to the Celebrity Net Worth, Mama June is now only worth $50,000, which would likely come to a shock to many since she's on reality TV and she's amassed quite a fan following in the past decade. Number 4. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke used to be one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood, but thanks to his obsession with plastic surgery, the star is now completely unrecognizable after leaving Hollywood to become a boxer. Mickey had a pretty successful career, and he won 27 matches, including 12 knockouts and 3 defeats between 1964 to 1973. His return to the ring as a professional boxer in the 1990s also proved to be equally successful, as he remained undefeated in 8 fights and had 6 wins, including 4 knockouts and 2 draws. Unfortunately, his career choice also came with a string of severe facial injuries, as he had to face a broken nose twice, and he even had a compressed cheekbone, which caused the star to undergo several reconstructive surgeries to treat his boxing injuries. However, many of those surgeries failed to bring the actor the desired results and prompted him to go under the knife consistently, which caused him to lose a large chunk of his net worth. While the star is now worth $10 million, he is also in $50,000 worth of debt with Amex, and he is ranked up $70,000 in therapy bills. Number 3. Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson went from earning $6.6 million a year to being flat broke. While the star has been the subject of plastic surgery rumors many times over her decade-long career, the former TV star has also been mostly quiet about which procedures she has actually undergone since her debut in 1989. The star over the years has undergone through a series of plastic surgeries, from lip fillers, nose jobs, and chest enlargement, which she had to fork out thousands of dollars. However, it wasn't just her trips to the doctors and her trips to the mall that caused Pamela to lose her entire fortune, as she would later become a tax delinquent after it was revealed that she owed over $450,000 in unpaid taxes, making the star now worth only $20 million, but it could have been more if she paid her bills and didn't spend all her money on plastic surgery and lavish spending. Number 2. Jocelyn Wildenstein. Former billionaire Jocelyn Wildenstein, known as Catwoman, went bankrupt with $0 in her account. Back in 2019, Jocelyn had to file for federal Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, and according to the New York Post, she listed her city bank account balance at $0 in the filing. She then would also note that she was only getting $900 a month in social security payments, which probably would have been avoidable if the star didn't spend over $4 million on plastic surgery. However, Jocelyn's love for plastic surgery has earned her the celebrity status she has today. The so-called socialite first started undergoing the knife because she wanted to please her ex-husband as he had a thing for big cats. The star then proceeded to go through countless surgeries to land a cat-like look. While the star claims her debt came with divorce and it had nothing to do with her outrageous spending, I'm sure she didn't spend more than $4 million on surgery. She probably would still be a billionaire today, and she would be worth a lot more than $10 million. And coming in at number 1 today, we have Janice Dickinson. Back in 2013, the Daily Mail would report that Janice Dickinson declared bankruptcy after she accumulated nearly $1 million in debt. The former judge on America's Next Top Model declared bankruptcy after racking up unpaid bills and doctor bills for plastic surgery procedures. Janice, who owed more than $8,000 to Vevert Hill dermatologist and also more than $8,000 in debt with a Beverly Hills anti-aging center, the former supermodel would also confirm the report later on Radar Online, where she stated she was eager to pay back her debt. On top of her plastic surgery debt, she was also in debt due to unpaid taxes, which equaled out to be more than $500,000. And she would also be accused of stealing $20,000 worth of jewelry at a charity fashion show during New York Fashion Week. Well, that's it for this video, my little peaches. Until the next one, remember to stay juicy.